This is the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney with a quick check on what's going on. So here's my man to get into it.
Hey, thanks for listening and hope the week is jumping off to a nice start. Oh, it almost makes me feel crazy sometimes trying to keep an upbeat, fun attitude. And there's so much sadness, madness, and hate out there. Man, we need more Al Green, love and happiness. And rapper Fetty Wap, speaking of musicians, got out of prison early. Say he was a model inmate. Let's see if he finds his trap queen now. And it's Bruno Mars' turn for a big stadium tour about to start up, the Romantic Tour. And that song he just dropped Friday, I Just Might, yeah, it's nice. What good is beauty if your booty can't find the beat, man? That was my favorite line in that one. Hey, let's go ahead and get into these stories.
My favorite stories of the day.
Drugs or alcohol? I find myself asking that question a lot when covering these stories. Which one gets the blame here? And this one is what I love to know how people answered. Once hearing that this 41-year-old woman in Mermaid, Louisiana, was butt naked swimming in her neighbor's pond when cops showed up. They came because the woman's neighbor looked out and saw her swimming butt naked in their backyard pond and apparently had no intentions of getting their hands dirty or wet to get her out. Well, once officers got there to do that, KNOE News 8 is reporting they asked why was she fully naked swimming in her neighbor's pond? And she said, because I'm trying to be a mermaid. Apparently didn't try hard enough because local cops say she ran at them once getting out of the water. Now, as far as I know, mermaids could only hop around on that fin. An officer tasered this woman from there, who they say started punching and kicking a deputy. So they ganged up on this mermaid wannabe to restrain her and got her to a hospital. Among the charges, one count of disturbing the peace and drunkenness. Trying to guess the influence in these kind of stories could almost be like a game to play. I saw this one last week when I was at work at NJ 101.5. Plug. There's this corner bar in Camden, New Jersey, named Donkey's Place. Late celebrity chef Anthony Bourdain once featured it and said they had great cheesesteaks and they look good. Now, from the YouTube clip of him eating there on the show, I could not tell if Bourdain happened to notice the 27-inch walrus penis bone on the counter behind the bar. But the Philadelphia Inquirer is reporting it's been there for decades since the current owner was a kid and said his grandfather, who was the original owner, known as Donkey, he's the one who set the walrus penis bone up there, along with a megalodon tooth and other artifacts. So it's just been there, part of the bar's charm. Until the owner told the Inquirer these three guys came in and surveillance video caught one of them wrapping the 27-inch penis bone in a scarf and walking out with it when they all left. The owner says he has receipts by way of actual receipts, credit card number on it, and figuratively being the security video. And the waitress working that night on Monday, December 29th, who said they told her they were there for the High Jinks Dubstep Electronic Music Fest across the Delaware and Philly. So they have enough to go to police, but the owner said he'd rather not take hours filing a report to then get the person's name from the credit card company. He just wants the walrus penis bone back on the bar. Just give the walrus boner back. And then there's this guy in Kentucky at the Pikeville Medical Center Friday before last on the 2nd to see his child born. Now, WLEX Lex 18 News is reporting the 37-year-old and the woman giving birth had already broken up. She's ex-girlfriend at this point, who still let him take the keys to her car to stay warm inside, since hospital policy did not allow him to stay in the ex's room during birth. Now, hospitals do usually have waiting areas, but the guy wanted to sit in the car. Okay, the ex had a big baby's head slowly coming out of her. She was busy. And cops say so was her ex-boyfriend, on security video driving away as she was giving birth in her car. Lex 18 is reporting cops say she called him after things settled down to see where he was and her car, and say he told her it was none of her business and hung up on his new baby mama, who let him sit in her car that Friday while she gave birth to his child. By Saturday night, though, Kentucky State Police had him looking pretty defeated in that mugshot, charged with auto theft. Back in a moment, but before we break, a word about the Jams podcast.
Blazing the best hip-hop, R&B,
reggae, soca.
You can get the Jams podcast mix on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, and Deezer. Download the podcast for free.
It's Jams Hour Mix with Greg H.
So stumble onto Stumble and stumble into love.
Are you telling these guys to watch Real Housewives? They keep asking about Dinah's husband.
No!
Is your brain so clogged with meaningless information that your head's become too fat for your thinking cap? Do other people run mental marathons while you're still stuck at the starting line? Then you need new Liquid Braino. Yes, Liquid Braino, the easy way to shake the sludge when you're suffering from brain drain.
And now for the world around us.
Australia's ABC News is reporting some folks out boating found a safe on the Indian Ocean floor, not too far off Shark Bay 2 weeks ago. So said the water was crystal clear. And so one of the guys and his 13-year-old daughter went out there on jet skis and pulled it up. Posted pics of the modern-looking safe on social media. Looks like one of those safes in hotel room closets. ABC is reporting the guy decided to make a video of himself using a metal grinder saw to open it. And did. Once inside, said a strong smell burst out, and then they saw the thing that had been rattling inside the safe. He said he was hoping it was a gold bar. Nah, bag of beef jerky. Marketed as the world's hottest beef jerky on the packaging, which also showed it expired 4 years ago. ABC's story never said the man tried to eat a piece, hopefully not, so we'll assume he was not that adventurous, even though, do recall, they were diving for this safe off Shark Bay, which, hey, fans of Shark Week know all too well has earned its name. But yeah, found a safe off Shark Bay and only had a stinky expired bag of beef jerky to show for it. Well, Monday before last was apparently a rough one for this sheep herder in Germany's Bavarian town of Bergsen. It's where the Guardian newspaper is reporting about 50 of his ewes and lambs broke off from the larger herd and made their way into this parking lot with acorns all over the ground. Well, from there, the sheep herder told reporters they apparently followed their nose and all walked right inside the grocery store of the parking lot they were in. All of them. No doubt the sight of a bunch of sheep in a grocery store parking lot is enough for folks to whip out phones and shoot video and pictures. And they did. We'll post them too in socials because they all kept rolling to show them filing in through the front door and stayed inside that store for about 20 minutes. A bunch of sheep. Now, UPI is reporting they left a trail of destruction and poop, especially in the drink section. The sheep herder regained control, though. He eventually led them all out. But the best part is the Guardian got a hold of the board chair of one of the grocery store chain subsidiaries and said instead of billing the shepherd for all the damage, they're turning the attention into fun marketing, saying they now want to sponsor a year's worth of feed to go to the runaway sheep. Now, if you think about it, all they have to do for that is bag up some of the acorns from that parking lot. Now, it might sound to insects like empty words or paper-thin respect paid if insects could understand why the insecticide company Earth Corporation in Japan would hold a memorial service for insects that died during product testing. But OB Daily is among sites reporting Japanese news sites say about 100 of Earth Corporation's workers went to a temple back on December 23rd for a ceremony to show bugs' lives matter too and honor those killed during experiments on products designed to kill those bugs. And this memorial was not a one-time thing. No, reports say Earth Corporation has made this an annual ritual for about 40 years now. As part of the ceremony, they say staff take printed out pictures of mosquitoes, cockroaches, mites, and other insects and walk them up to the front of the Buddhist altar where they leave them propped up. Nice picture of a cockroach. Back in a moment.
And drink milk from cows, not mom. That would be gross. Cow's milk. It still does the body good.
Paid for by a made-up dairy committee.
A relationship can sometimes require patience. But when patience is just not enough, try this chewable gummy with the ingredient tetrahydrocannabinol will relax your nerves. Turn those sounds out of her mouth into a soothing stream of gentle assurances and appreciation.
What's up with what's going down, though?
Yeah, because by now I should not have to give a quick reminder to double-check AI-generated info before publishing it, but guess we do still need these reminders. And UPI is reporting Utah's Heber City Police Department is proof. See, it started last month using a couple of AI programs to automatically write up police reports based off of body cam footage. Only problem, as they found out, is these AI programs have very good hearing. And if Disney's Princess and the Frog movie just happens to be playing in the background of the police officers were called to, well, forgive the AI program for taking in all that info and combining it with everything else in the footage to write up a report that said one of their police officers turned into a frog. That happened. The report, not the cop going ribbit. So since this happened, one of Heber City's police sergeants told the local Fox 13 News they're now double-checking what these programs are putting in the reports. And yeah, good. Finally. I mean, I know we're all looking for help to cut down on our workloads, but man, it is too early to totally trust AI. So yeah, double-check their work before they end up adding to the workload and fixing their screw-ups. Ribbit.
My job. I broke my leg the other day when I was out trying to jog. And I need you, baby. Fetch me that doggy bone. I'm tired of doing it all alone. Fetch me that doggy bone. Had my phone number changed.
And that's it for another Real Pod newscast. Thanks as always for listening and have a great rest of the week. Don't let the haters rub off on you. Stinks anyway. Just stick with love and fun. Smells better, like Obsession cologne. Boy, did I just pull one out. Obsession, that was my favorite back in the 80s. Well, Cool Water too, and Dracar Noir. Those are my three. I thought I smelled like $1 million. Have a good one. Back on Friday.
This has been the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney from Show Enough Productions. And for more, hit up the website, realpodnewscast.com. That's real with 2 E's. This is Big Daddy Marty Allen. Thanks for listening.
Show enough.